What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we will also preview the Liverpool-Burnley game. What is your score prediction for the big Liverpool-Burnley game? Let me know in the comments below. And first, before we delve into this news, that Liverpool are reportedly in advanced discussion with Lloyd Kelly, the Bournemouth 25-year-old centre-back who is a very versatile defender because he can play in multiple positions, centre-back and left-back. And he's going to be a free agent in the summer because he's refusing to sign a new contract with Bournemouth, which means that he could be available for an absolutely zero fee, transfer fee, just a little bit of signing bonus to him. And he's worth around £20 million in the market, so he could be a decent squad player to be signed on a free transfer for Liverpool. Let me know what do you think about this news, and also what do you think about Jurgen Klopp complaining about again, Liverpool having so many issues with fitness. This time it looks like there is a flu going around the Liverpool squad, so a few Liverpool players will miss Burnley game with this sickness. It looks like Joe Gomez wasn't in team training for a few days, and of course Conor Bradley is still on compassionate leave after his father passed away recently, so he's still with his family, and rightfully so. Hopefully Trent Alexander-Arnold will be fit enough to start at right back and Robertson will be starting at left back, and I'm really hoping that Darwin Núñez will tear it up. Endo I think will start, and hopefully Szoboszlai will be back after the Burnley game. Also Mo Salah will be back after the Burnley game, which is really encouraging, and Szoboszlai will be back after the Burnley game. So we just have to beat Burnley, and then a lot of our injury concerns, injury fears will be eased. And now let's talk about Lloyd Kelly, because the 25-year-old is expected to leave Bournemouth at the end of the season. Journalist Seb Akrivian have claimed that both Liverpool and Tottenham are in advanced discussions to sign Lloyd Kelly this summer. In a further boost to Liverpool's hopes of signing Kelly, Football Insider claimed that he's in no rush to decide his future. He's not signing a pre-contract agreement with any foreign club at present. He probably wants to stay in England, wants to stay in the Premier League. He's English, so he doesn't necessarily want to go abroad if he doesn't have to. And Lloyd Kelly would be a pretty astute signing, a pretty decent addition, especially on a free transfer. To sign a £20 million defender on a free transfer, I think is really good. And Liverpool are expected to add a left-footed centre-back to their roster ahead of next season. And this just kicks the ball down the road of having to replace Virgil van Dijk with a world-class centre-back. We are in no rush to do that. Van Dijk still has 1 year left on his contract, and no matter what happens, even if Van Dijk doesn't sign a contract extension, I think he will play at Liverpool next season. So Liverpool basically replacing Joao Matip with Lloyd Kelly would be not the worst case scenario in my opinion, because Lloyd Kelly is a Premier League experienced defender. He has been at Bournemouth now for 5 seasons, and also he was at Bristol City before that, and he's playing almost every game, pretty much every game as I'm looking through Bournemouth's games. He's playing every game either as a starter or as a substitute. And as I said, he's a left-footed centre-back, but he can play left-back as well, and we always love those kind of really versatile players in the team. He's 25 years old, he's 180 centimeters tall. My only worry about him is that even though he's great at tackles won, he won 82% of his tackles. Duels won, it's only 50% of his duels are won, and aerial duels, which is a big part of how Liverpool defend, because we press really high the opposition team, so they resort to long balls over the top, and Lloyd Kelly has only won 40% of his aerial duels, which is not really a great statistic, but he has made 70 recoveries, which makes him a really good defender. Sporting's Gonçalo Inácio has been the defender, being the most heavily linked with Liverpool, but you also have to consider Lloyd Kelly would also fill a homegrown slot for Liverpool, so we could make more transfers from abroad if we signed Lloyd Kelly and replaced Joao Matip with him. And Lloyd Kelly has has already made 130 appearances for Bournemouth since signing from Bristol City, and he has accumulated plenty of Premier League experience. Of course, he's not like a glamour signing, he's not a big foreign signing like Gonzalo Inacio, which really gets the Liverpool fans excited. But remember Andy Robertson? We signed him from relegated Hull City, and many people were raising a few eyebrows at that transfer, like why are Liverpool signing one of the relegated team's left backs? But I trust Liverpool's scouting and data department probably more than anybody else's scouting department in the world, because Liverpool always can find gems which exceed their value. And I mean, Lloyd Kelly on a free transfer would be, I think, value for money, and definitely, because yeah, he's worth 20-25 million. But imagine if he turns into some kind of a gem of a signing. We signed Gini Wijnaldum from relegated Newcastle. We signed Andy Robertson from relegated Hull City. We signed Shaqiri from relegated Stoke City. Those three transfers, I'm not saying Bournemouth will be relegated, of course, because they won't be. They are a very decent Premier League side under their new manager. They are absolutely flying recently. They will finish in mid-table probably with no threat of relegation. And Lloyd Kelly has been an integral part of Bournemouth's success recently, and they are playing very, very good football this season as well. So he's not coming from a classic, very harsh footballing style of a relegation threatened team. Somebody like Sheffield United, for example. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but Bournemouth are just on a different level footballing wise this season. So this could be another very astute signing by Liverpool if we manage to pick up Lloyd Kelly on a free transfer from Bournemouth. Other reports are saying that Liverpool are also scouting Fulham centre-back Toshin Adarabioyo. According to multiple reports, he is a 26-year-old former Manchester City youth academy player, and Tottenham are also linked with him. I mean, it's amazing that Tottenham are always trying to get Liverpool's transfer targets. And Seb Akrivian is reporting that Liverpool have jumped ahead of Tottenham in the queue to sign Lloyd Kelly on a free transfer. The report states that Liverpool have moved ahead of Tottenham for Kelly as they are a replacement for Joao Matip, who will be out of contract this summer. And probably Lloyd Kelly will wait until the end of the season to decide his future, because he probably wants to keep all of his options open, and Liverpool need to appoint the next manager as soon as possible so we can make a move on our transfer targets, because usually the transfer targets are secured mostly even sometimes before the season actually finishes, because we really need to talk with players, player agents, make our next moves, and it's better if the players coming in know who the next manager will be. But Lloyd Kelly would probably sign for Liverpool even if he doesn't know who the next manager will be. But it makes sense for him to wait a bit, because if he knows the next manager, then we can ask the next manager, do you want Lloyd Kelly to be brought in on a free transfer, or do you fancy somebody else? Are you planning to sign another defender different to him, different to his skill set? It's always better to ask the manager what kind of player he wants to bring in. And Paul Merson agrees with me in saying that Liverpool really missed Darwin Núñez against Arsenal. He was just not fit enough to start, and probably Trent wasn't fit enough to start against Arsenal, but because of Conor Bradley's unique situation, Trent had to start. Liverpool will win against Burnley, Paul Merson predicts. It's just a matter of how many they score. Last week they just didn't show up against Arsenal and lost quite devastatingly, but this is a good game for them to return to winning ways. I thought it was a masterstroke by Arteta to play Jorginho. He was outstanding with his disguised passes, and he kept it simple in the middle of the park, allowing Arsenal to carve Liverpool open. I think Liverpool will respond in style. The Arsenal game was an off day for Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk and Alisson both made glaring errors, which doesn't happen often. In terms of their team, I'm not blaming Trent for his performance, but I think Liverpool really missed Darwin Núñez and Conor Bradley. Liverpool are still very much in the title race. They just have to keep winning until they face Man City at Anfield. If they get 3 points in that fixture, the Premier League title could well be returning to Liverpool. But that's a big if. Liverpool have 4 games until then in the league. Plus we have we have the League Cup final. We played in the FA Cup, I think after the League Cup final. So yeah, we have 6 or 7 games in total before we play Manchester City at the beginning of March. So we absolutely have to win all of those games, and I'm really looking forward to this rest of the season, because once Liverpool's injury concerns start to ease, I think we will be much better. We need to get through this Burnley game somehow, with this flu decimating the Liverpool squad, and also Liverpool have still Szoboszlai, Salah, Conor Bradley out, and Joao Matip. Thiago also got a recurring injury, but Jurgen Klopp said that Thiago will play again for Liverpool this season before the season finishes, which is really encouraging. Jurgen Klopp said that Konate is missing the game against Burnley with the flu, so we have to see who is available. We are fighting with a little bit of flu in the squad, so that's not cool, but in the end we will have 11 players and we will go for it. Obviously Mo Salah is not back, but that means we really need everybody. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago where we sat here, we were talking about the luxury problem of having almost all of our players fit? If anybody asks me that again, I will kick him out of the room, honestly. We talk once about it and a week later we have a completely different situation. And yeah, that's a very ironic. And Jurgen Klopp is quite a superstitious guy, so he maybe thinks that the journalist jinxed it by asking Jurgen Klopp that, because 1 week later we have a decimated squad with illness, injury and all kinds of issues. So yeah, Jurgen Klopp is superstitious, definitely, because he's not watching Liverpool take a penalty. And I used to do that because I was a little bit superstitious as well, but when it wasn't working, when Liverpool even missed, when I wasn't watching, then I thought, you know what, I might as well watch it. And then Darwin Núñez missed the penalty, which I watched, and didn't turn my back to the TV last week, so maybe I will go back to being superstitious again and not watch Liverpool taking penalties. I don't know what's working and what's not. It's probably just a load of nonsense, because it doesn't have any effect on Liverpool actually scoring the penalty or not. And the Thiago hamstring injury is not cool, Jurgen Klopp said. Everything looked absolutely fantastic in training, and then it's a muscle issue. We don't know the extent yet, but it's really not good news for him, for us, for everybody. In normal procedure, it wouldn't be a big story, as he wouldn't have been out a long time. It's not a big injury, but it's something nobody needed. Thiago coming back after 20 months, playing a game 5 minutes plus stoppage time, and then getting injured again is absolutely the worst case scenario. Dominic Szoboszlai is running outside at the moment, but he's not ready for the Burnley game, but he will be back after the Burnley game. It's pretty much the same injury as he had before. It's really not that good that he got that again. We are fighting for days if you want. Is it Brentford after the Burnley game that he is fit for, or is it against Chelsea in the final? I don't know, Jurgen Klopp said. Mo is going in the right direction. Hopefully he will be part of training next week. And this Burnley game could be a banana skin for Liverpool. Burnley are a much better team than their position in the Premier League table shows. They are in the relegation zone, but they had most of their games very close. And probably the lack of finishing, the lack of proper finishing strikers, and also sometimes some defensive mistakes resulted in Burnley not picking up many points. But still, Liverpool have to be at 100% if we want to win the game. But frankly, if Liverpool want to win the title, we absolutely have to beat teams like Burnley, especially at home. We have already beaten them away from home, so we should be beating Burnley at home, even with injuries, even with the flu going around the squad. Probably Van Dijk will start alongside maybe Kwanzaa in the defense, because Konate is out, Gomez is out, so Robertson will start with Tranang-Swano, that's right back and left back. Hopefully McAllister will be able to start with Endo, and maybe Curtis Jones or Harvey Elliott, with Szoboszlai out, but I really hope that it will be McAllister, Endo and Curtis Jones in midfield, and hopefully Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota can start up front, because we need all the firepower to put Burnley away. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I'm really looking forward to the Burnley game. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a lovely day. See you later. Goodbye.